Hello there, today I will be doing What If Eren Was the Founding Titan Part 3, with that out of the way, let's begin. A few hours after arresting Eren for being a Titan, an emergency court-martial is held to determine his fate. At the court-martial Eren is warned that he is being charged for committing an act of high treason and is pending death. Eren simply laughs, sending a message through the paths to the members of the 104th Cadet Corps minus Annie and Reina, informing them that he is not going to be tried diplomatically but instead having a court-martial surrounded by guns, Titan killing blades and multiple loaded cannons. Hearing this, Mikasa, Armin and Historia use their ODM gear to travel to Eren as fast as they can, landing on a roof nearby, followed by the arrival of Annie, Reina and Ymir, to hear the highest-ranking officer present, asking Eren what exactly is he, human or Titan. To which Eren replies yelling, "I'm human, a subject of Ymir just like you." A sigh is heard in the direction of the garrison captain as he says, "So you say, whatever that is, forgive me, when push comes to shove all of us are monsters," while raising his arm to signal a cannon barrage on Eren's location. Seeing this, Historia plans to dive down and pull Eren out of the way using her ODM gear, but it was too late as the first cannon had already fired, launching a cannonball at high velocity towards the duo, so Eren instinctually hugs Historia, cutting his finger with a ring he had made with Titan hardening, while being transported there, transforming into his attack armor Warhammer Titan combination, tanking the cannon shot with no damage. Eren then asked Historia, who was shielded by his Titan's arms, if she is alright, then telling her get out of here before they shoot again, also asking her to tell Reina and Annie about Bertholdt's capture. Eren, while still in his Titan form, asks the scared soldiers to calm down and to possibly put him on trial instead of shooting him. However, his pleas are not heard as the captain orders for all cannons to fire, so within the blink of an eye, Eren created a dome around himself using the Warhammer's power, blocking all the shots. After this happening for a while, Pixis arrives stopping the barrage, stating that they are just wasting ammunition. "Can't you see it hasn't done anything? If he really was a threat, he would have run away by now or worse killed you all. You really need to work on your nervous disposition, Captain." Seeing that it was safe, Eren thanks Pixis, unhardening the dome he had made, disconnecting from the nape, as the body starts to fade away. Pixis, being the same person who later says I wouldn't mind being eaten, as long as it was by a scorchingly hot lady Titan, asks Eren if he has a hot female Titan to complete the set, so Eren transforms into his female Titan, being 14 meters tall, having female characteristics, long black flowing hair, the Yeager signature pointy ears, and muscle-exposed sections along the midriff, inner arms and legs, as well as the neck, asking Pixis if this will suffice, disconnecting from the nape as it fades away. Seeing Eren as not a threat, Pixis decides to go on a walk with Eren, who was of course cuffed and chained to Pixis, where Pixis asks about Eren's powers, so Eren tells him the basics but not revealing the many things he can do with the founder, telling him that more will be explained in his trial and that everything has already been explained to the scouts. Accepting this, Eren is blindfolded and escorted to a dungeon where he waits for his trial. A few hours later, a trial is held, with some of the highest-ranking military officials present, as well as members of the Wall cult and some prosperous merchants, as well some of Eren's friends who witnessed the transformation, such as Mikasa, Armin, and Historia. The trial begins with the garrison and military police explaining their plans with Eren, stating that they will dissect him and once they learn all they can from him, they will make him a fallen soldier of humanity. The MPs then proceed to explain their evidence to back their decision, telling the court the result of an investigation they conducted. Let it be known that at the tender age of 9, Cadet Eren Yeager and Mikasa Ackerman dealt with 3 adult kidnappers, by stabbing all of them to death. Granted, this was done in self-defense, but one cannot help but question the violent nature of the act. The Premier then asks who this Mikasa is, with her lifting her hand then asking her if this is true, to which Mikasa agrees. The Premier then asks the MPs if they have any more evidence, with them revealing that while being a new cadet, according to the official report for a training mission the 104th Cadet Corps took part in, the Cadet Corps was split into 2 groups, and the group with Eren Yeager was attacked by bandits while they were sleeping. Apparently Eren woke up with 7 guns pointed at him after hearing the scream of a fellow cadet, Krista Lenz. Seeing the guns, Eren disarmed one, then used his gun to shoot all 7 in the head, while the rest of his group was still asleep, then chasing the last man who tried to escape on a horse and also kidnapping Cadet Krista. Then when he caught up with him, Cadet Eren Yeager crushed the bandit to death with a rock until he was no more than a bloody pulp. Once again, this was an act of self-defense, but you cannot ignore the brutality of Eren's actions. The Premier then asks who Krista is, asking if that's true. To which Krista stated that it may be true that Eren killed the bandits, but he only did that because he strongly believes that everyone is born free, and as he said at the time, if you are prepared to steal the freedom of others, then you should also be prepared to lose your own freedom, meaning you guys are not a threat, as you are not threatening freedom, so you can trust him. Premier Darius Zackley then says he will take that into account when coming to a conclusion, asking the scouts what they plan to do with Eren, with Erwin explaining Eren's 8-step plan for freedom and world peace. Step 1 is to validate Eren's claims, reviewing the evidence and testing Eren's powers. Step 2, the scouts take Eren along with a small team beyond the walls, to lure out the other Titan shifters inside the walls, who Eren claims to know the identities of. Then he uses his knowledge of their lives to persuade them to join the forces of Paradise. Hearing the name Paradise, the Premier asks them what Paradise is, with Erwin explaining that it is the name of the island that they inhabit, recognized by those beyond the walls, according to Eren. Step 3, Eren will use his powers to control Titans to revert all mindless Titans beyond the walls, back into humans. Step 4 will remain a secret until the plan is fully prepared. Step 5 is to invite Eren's half-brother, who is also a Titan shifter and happens to be the war chief of a nation beyond our shores, to our island, where they will use their radio technology to lie to the nation of Mali that they have captured the founding Titan, the name of Eren's Titan, and reason the colossal, armored, female and jaw Titans were sent here. However, they will also claim to have received damage to their boats, so will require rescuing. The rescue boats sent will be filled with soldiers loyal to Yeager and will bring supplies and technology to develop our people's standards of living as well as our military, so it can rival that of the nations beyond the walls. Step 6 is to travel to Mali, and have a meeting with all the world leaders and ask for peace diplomatically. However, if Step 6 fails, which it probably will due to their beliefs that we are devils, Step 7 will be enacted, which is to threaten the outside with the rumbling, where Eren will undo the Titan hardening of the walls, freeing the millions of colossal Titans buried within them, ordering them to crush the enemy forces military, if they don't sign a peace treaty, and apologize for their inhumane treatments of the subjects of Ymir. Step 8, we live with freedom. The Premier compliments the plan, stating that it is a well-thought-up plan, asking who came up with it, with Erwin explaining that Eren came up with plan while being locked up, by using his Titan abilities to communicate with his friends in the 104th Cadet Corps. Despite the Premier liking the plan, the opposition is skeptical of it, saying that they are crazy if they expect them to believe that there are other nations who want to kill us and they turn people into Titans. You also have to be crazy if you expect us to welcome your brother if he is from that enemy nation. Even if we do believe him, if he can do all these things, how do you expect us to trust him? He can turn on us at any point, or he could be a double agent for those enemy nations he has mentioned. The Premier agrees that those are some good points, asking the scouts if they have any counterpoints to argue back. Erwin then states that it doesn't matter whether they believe him or not, as Step 1 of Eren's plan should prove that he is telling the truth. Also, we have good reason to believe Eren is on our side, as if he was a double agent, he wouldn't seal the breaches in the wall or order all the Titans which entered the breach to flee into Titan territory, preventing any casualties, or construct the executioner from hell, and finally he wouldn't have risked being discovered to take down the colossal Titan, who I remind you is in our custody thanks to the efforts of Cadet Eren Yeager. Finally, the Premier decides he has heard enough, stating that if everything Eren has said is true, he will become a member of the Scouts. After the trial is over, Levi throws Eren to the wall, demanding to know why he didn't tell anyone about what he knew, asking Eren if he even knows how many good soldiers died to learn even a fraction of what he knows, kicking Eren once again. Before Eren could apologize, Erwin deduces that if he said anything before becoming a scout, he along with his friends and family would have been met with an accident due to a visit from the inner military police. Eren then healed his injuries, telling them he will show them the evidence when they arrive at the Scouts HQ. However, when they do reach HQ, Levi orders them to clean the place up because he is a clean freak. After a few hours of cleaning, Levi Squad, Hanji Squad, Mitch Squad and Erwin gather around a table in their cafeteria, awaiting the evidence to support Eren's claims. Eren then pulls the books from the cellar out the paths, where he had been storing them, giving them to Erwin, then telling them that if that isn't enough, they can question his father's first wife Dina Fritz, as she is from the nation of Mali, or we can use the paths to see Mali and visit my brother Zeke. However, Erwin says that this suffices, so we should move to testing your abilities, being happy as he has finally fulfilled his dream of discovering what has become of the outside world. Section Commander Hanji, delighted to hear this, drags Eren away, demanding he shows them every transformation he can do and its abilities. Eren starts by showing off his founding Titan, which shocks yet excites Hanji due to its height. Eren then explains that in his founding Titan form he can use the abilities of all his other forms, and manipulate subjects of Ymir, including Titans. Eren then explains that there is an exception to this rule, that being Akamans such as Levi Ackerman and Mikasa Ackerman as they are the product of Titan science to create perfect bodyguards for the king, but the king feared them because he couldn't control them, so persecuted them to near extinction until recently a few decades ago an agreement was made and the persecution was stopped. Hearing this Levi says, "Oi brat, are you implying my name is Ackerman?" To which Eren confirms, informing them there is one more Ackerman but he works with the king and he doesn't know his identity. Eren then shows of his other forms such as his colossal, armored, warhammer, female, attack, cart, and jaw titans, then showing off their combinations ending on his beast, jaw, and cart titan combination, which shocks everyone as they have never heard of a flying titan. Levi squad along with Hanji squad go on a short expedition beyond the wall, where Eren demonstrates his founding Titan's ability to control 30 Titans, making them kneel. Then using his the Founder's Scream ability, Eren says you're free, as the Titans revert back to humans, confused as to how they got there as the last thing they remember was being injected with Titan spinal fluid, but after a few seconds they switch from confused to confused and scared as there is a 420-meter tall Titan towering above them and around 20 people with blades drawn surrounding them. Levi then gives his signature speech saying, "Welcome to our defiled island full of filth-blooded devils, you're gonna love it here." The former Titans then ask if that means they are on Paradise, and if so, how did they become human again? With Hanji explaining that it was this beauty, pointing at Eren founding Titan, informing them that Eren is a founding Titan, and that they should follow them back to the walls, with Eren transforming into his jaw, cart, beast Titan combination, to carry them, flying over the wall, landing back at HQ over the next few days. Erwin formulates a plan for their next expedition to enact steps 2 and 3 using the information Eren gave them. By the end of the week, it was time for the cadets to choose which regiment to join. As per usual, Erwin gave his speech to recruit the 4 scouts and to place the bait to lure Annie and Reina in, telling them that for the next expedition, we are going to the ocean to set up to meet some visitors from an enemy nation called Mali. If successful, we should be able to capture some of them, as well as gain access to their technologies, so they will require a lot of workers to develop the island. Then telling them that within the last 4 years they have seen losses in excess of 60%, that's a horrifying figure. However, we expect that number to significantly decrease to around 5% if we are unlucky and 0% if things go according to plan, as they now have access to Eren's founding Titan, which has the ability to control other Titans, so we shouldn't be attacked while on expeditions. 1 week from now a small group of scouts will be testing the route to the sea, and those among your rank may be expected to participate, if you are friends with Eren. Erwin then ends his speech telling those wanting to join the scouts to remain here, and if not, you are dismissed. Due to the boost of hope, I believe that most of the 104th Cadet Corps will join the scouts, including Annie, as the reason she joined the MPs was to gather information about the location of the founder, but this time she knows where to find him. Also those who would usually be dead such as Thomas, Marco and Minor Carolina would also join. Finally, people such as Marlowe and Flock Foster who would usually have joined other divisions would also join. When the new recruits arrive at HQ, Eren is shocked to see how many people were willing to join the scouts. Seeing all his friends, Eren runs over greeting them, telling them if they want to go to the sea, to follow him, if not, follow the rest of the recruits, with all of Eren's friends including Annie and Rena following him. When inside, for the next week, they are taught the basics of plan, which is to simply to ride south from Wall Maria, until they reach the ocean, then explore for a bit. After that they just have to ride back and report their finding to the rest of the scouts. Also, to remove the need for horses or a wagon of supplies, they will be riding on the back of Eren's Titan, which should get them there a lot quicker. On the day of the mission, Eren transformed into his flying jaw cart beast Titan combination, allowing the scouts to climb on, as well as picking up a wagon, which will be used to transport any reverted Titans back to the wall. Seeing the outside world, from that high up, would excite most of the scouts, as this was the furthest they had ever been from the walls. After a while they reach the sea, so Erwin orders everyone to split up and search the area, and like usual, everyone is amazed by its beauty minus Ymir, Annie and Reina, who have seen it before. Seeing how Reina reacted, Eren asks him and Annie if they miss their home, and if they want to see their families back in Mali. Which shocks them as they prepare to shift, but Eren asks them to calm down as they want to negotiate. To prove he only wants to talk, Eren disconnects from the nape of his Titan, with his arms in the air. Once Reina and Annie agree to talk, Eren tells them that he can activate the rumbling and destroy Mali at any moment, but I don't want to, I want to have peace. However, if they do not cooperate, I will have to. Eren then says, I hope you have realized we aren't the devils you thought we were. Also, if you agree to help us bring peace, we will allow you to talk to your loved ones through the paths. However, I don't think I can let you do the same, Reina, because your family is heavily brainwashed into believing we are devils. Eren also tells them that if they cooperate, he will release Bertholdt after peace has been made. After a while of arguing, they finally agree to help, so Eren explains the plan, telling them that Zeke should be arriving a month from now, with a boat full of supplies and soldiers loyal to him, who are willing to develop the island. Eren also tells Annie that he has 2 plans to smuggle her father onto the island. Plan 1 is to fly to Mali and pick him up, along with some supplies, and Plan 2 is to have her father, who is a subject of Ymir, volunteer to become a pure Titan, which will be sent to paradise with Zeke, where he can be transformed back into a human. To prove this, Eren calls some mindless Titans over, saying you're free, as they revert back to human, confused. Annie chooses Plan 2 and explains it to her father through the paths, as well as just making small talk to catch up since they haven't spoke to each other in around 5 years. While on the way back from the ocean, Eren would transform into his founding Titan using the paths to enact Step 3 of the plan, ordering all pure Titans beyond the walls to make their way to the walls, and also stopping every now and then to turn certain Titans back into humans, explaining that they were restorationists from Mali, that his dad used to work with, meaning they won't view us as devils, and would be willing to follow the rules, unlike some of the people they reverted prior to the expedition. Also, a lot of them had deformed limbs in their Titan forms, meaning they couldn't walk to the walls by themselves. After traveling back to the walls, the citizens of the walls along with the military were scared mindless, as to their knowledge there was a 420-meter tall Titan, along with thousands of Titans of various size classes, charging towards the wall. They would then hear a loud voice shouting, "You are free," through the paths, as all the Titans would fall to the ground, reverting back into humans. Seeing as the population of Paradise would have greatly increased within seconds, due to the addition of the former Titans, who don't have houses, Eren uses the power of the Warhammer to build thousands of houses outside Wall Maria for the former Titans to inhabit. Eren would then undo the Titan hardening of the gates on all the walls, allowing free roam of the island for all. Expecting a warm welcome, Eren, no longer in his Titan form, along with the scouts enter the walls. However, they are met by every member of the 1st Interior Military Police, all other MPs, and all members of the Garrison Regiment, pointing guns at them, informing them that all scout activities beyond the walls are to be frozen, by orders from the king, and Eren is to be handed over to them. Seeing this, Eren uses the paths to remove their memories of the order, then ordering them to go back to the barracks to rest. Erwin then sighs, saying they will have to enact Step 4 of the plan early, that being a coup d'etat against the government and the false King Fritz. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, this is Demonic Saiyan saying bye.